Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. This is session guitarist Acoustic Sunburst, a sample of what looks to be a Gibson SJ-200, made by Drumasonic in collaboration with Native Instruments. They were kind enough to give this to me. However, I'm going to be honest with my opinions and as accurate as I can be with my information. So let's get started. If you're new to the session line of guitars, here's a summary of what they are. They are a combination of multi-sampled and phrase-based type of instruments, meaning you have phrases that can be controlled in different ways, and you can also play it like a regular sampled instrument. The benefit of this is that you're going to get a natural sounding performance with the phrase-based portion, but you're going to be a little limited with the multi-sampled portion. With that said, let's listen to its sounds and take a look at its features. As with their other session libraries, it comes with a melody and pattern library. The pattern library is going to have 8 pattern slots, whereas the melody library is going to have the articulation or key switch slot and 4 pattern slots. I like to use the melody version because I do a lot of keyboard playing and then I sometimes use the pattern. So the pattern's not as important to me, but I do combine them once in a while. So right here we have 4 articulations and we have 2 playing modes, plectrum and finger. So plectrum is a pick and finger. And then we have polyphonic and monophonic. So basically multiple notes and single notes. Here on the right side, we have our patterns, which you can change by clicking on this magnifying glass. Then we have our songs, which when you select them, they're connected to the presets here, and they're going to change the sound presets. You can unlink them so that you can keep the same preset over different songs. Let's listen to Open. Right off the bat, you can tell the recording quality is just top notch on this. The preamps used, the microphones, the recording techniques used make for a perfect reproduction of this instrument. So C1 is going to trigger the open articulation. However, this is latched, so I only have to press it once and it stays there. Even if I switch to patterns, as soon as I let go of the pattern, it's going to go back to this. Now this can be changed in the playback. So latch mode, where is it? Default mode is melody, but you can set it to patterns so that it latches to the pattern. So when I press C1 and let it go, it's going to switch back. I like having it the other way though. Now you can raise the fret position so that as you go up the neck, it's going to sound a little harpier and a little more mellow. Then we have muted. Very nice sound. This can also be changed. Flageolet, which is harmonics. And tremolo. Something you don't really see much in guitar sample libraries. I wish you can see more of this. Now I just showed you the finger version. Let's listen to the plectrum. This is going to have more of an aggressive attack. It's a little more resonant. Let's check the dynamics. So it seems like there's 3 layers. I could be wrong, but I like that on the top layer you get more of that string buzz and that ring. Here's mute. I like that release sample. And then harmonic, tremolo, One thing I really care about when listening to a guitar sample library is the transition between the notes. So the hammer-on in this case, we're going to use monophonic to listen to that. Let's see how far it goes. So far it's a whole note. You have to hold on to the first one. So it seems like it's going pretty far. That's good. All right, let's listen to some of the patterns here. So there are 59 songs in total, and each of those songs has about 4 patterns. Here is Sweet Memories. And when I hold E1, it's going to select Sweet Memories A. And when I hold a chord down, it's going to start playing that. And it's going to follow the DAW's tempo. As you can see, the changes are very quick and it sounds very natural. You can change the voicing so that certain intervals are played, certain intervals are left out. You can have it play whatever notes you were selecting. I love that you can customize this pattern bank by clicking through these arrows, or you can click on the magnifying glass and filter through them by open notes, muted, mixed, strumming, arpeggios, and phrases, and by meter, or by rhythm search. So if I had a certain rhythm in mind, I'm going to do the rhythm search, but I want strums. So this is going to be the closest right here, and I can click on it and listen to it. And I'm going to play that real quick. I'm going to be honest, I don't like the Gibson SJ-200 as a guitar to begin with. I've always thought it's an aggressive sounding guitar. Some people love it because it's great for country music, for blues, for solo playing because it's such a big, loud guitar, but it has such an aggressive sound to me. I'm not saying that this is a bad instrument. Personally, I don't like the sound of the Gibson SJ-200, but they captured it so perfectly that I can hear why I don't like it. It's just so aggressive, but it sounds natural. That's the thing. So let's go through some of these songs, these presets. Head in the Clouds. I'm gonna change the tempo really quickly to about 102. Let's listen to this. By the way, I forgot to mention that we have our articulations color-coded in yellow, then our patterns in red, and then we have endings in purple. So let's go through those endings really quickly. So this is a slide up. When you're not pressing any note, it just does this generic slide up from the bottom to the top. When I play a note, it starts from that position and slides up. And this is going to work over multiple notes. The great thing about this is that if you're going to go from one note to another, as in you're playing a melody, it's going to sound pretty natural. And I noticed that Aftertouch controls vibrato. This is pretty cool. And then the next key is going to be slide down, so it does the opposite. Then we have body taps. And the sound is going to change depending on your velocity. What I like about this is that it cuts off the notes. And then we have our slide. So the slide is going to be dependent on what note was played before. So if I play an A, and then I'm going to play a G, but I press the slide button first, it's going to slide from the A. If I play an E, and I go up to that G, it's going to slide from the E. That's a pretty neat feature right there. You have to be really careful. This is hard to play live, so you're going to have to think about it when you program it. Here in the guitar settings, we have 3 different mic options: condenser, dynamic, and ribbon. Condenser is going to bring out the bright, detailed sounds. Dynamic's going to be a little darker, but beefier sounding. And ribbon's going to be something right in the middle. But they have different mic configurations like AB, mid-side, and AB. And you can turn on your doubling, and this is going to create that effect like you recorded 2 tracks at the same time. And you can change the width. You can change how short the muted notes are. This is MIDI assignable, so it doesn't have to stay the same. And you have resonance, noise, and intonation. And then here are your effects, which I've gone over before in other reviews. But it's so easy to change this out. You can clear all of them. And then select by category. And each of these comes with its own menu right here. So you click on it and you can adjust it. And in the performance options, we have humanization, swing, feel, and shift. And I've covered those in other videos, so if you want, check out the explanation. I'll leave a link in the description. But let's listen to some more of those patterns, which is probably what you're here for. Yeah, so that's plectrum right there. Let's find one with finger. Let's see, this is Neon Funk. Pretty cool. Fresh coffee. These are great. Silent Woods. This is finger. Something about that sounds like a banjo. I wonder what effects it has on. Primary EQ. So I'm guessing the primary EQ has some high mids that are really high. There you go. Frequency. Yeah, I was right. That's why it sounds so resonant. An epic strum. All right, I want to try one of these presets by itself without hearing the pattern. Dry, natural, wet. Here's arena. Actually, dreamscapes. Let's hear that. You guys know that I like dreamy stuff. I'm going to change it to finger. This is going to be under reverb, I believe. Not my favorite preset, but still a nice sound. The pattern playback on this thing is magical as usual. It seems to be getting more realistic with each iteration of Session Guitarist. As I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of the Gibson SJ-200 guitar itself. In my opinion, it's too heavy and aggressive for an acoustic, especially on the higher notes, which sound nasal to me. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this sounds like a perfect sample of one. It's a very versatile guitar and has a massive sound because of how large it is. But what makes this library great is the amount of detail that they put into it and its ease of use. There's a lot of little details I didn't cover, like vibrato, the fact that you can change the type, the fact that you can change the speed, how the bends behave. You can see the chords here. You can adjust the start time and length of the patterns themselves, giving you almost limitless options as far as variation. There's lots of things that you can do to customize this guitar to fit your music. Friends, if you enjoyed this review, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you can stay current with my latest videos. Leave a comment below telling me what you thought of this review, and while you're here, I want to encourage you to check out HiFiMidi.com for more in-depth MIDI programming tutorials. Thanks for watching.